But here we go. Anwar Smith from the pole positions. This is going to be difficult to negotiate around this final chicane. When will he floor Anwar Smith? And he's already gone, and Josh Thompson is right with him. That Mercedes power really needs to help him down this straight. It's spread out a little bit just behind due to the chicane, and around the outside goes Thompson. But if anything, he just backs out a little bit and allows Anwar Smith to take the lead. Here we go, heading down to the chicane. Gotta make sure you don't get a slowdown down here. Caution might be the better choice, but he's not going to go for that choice, and he's down the inside and around potentially, and they've made contact, and the XBR drivers have hit each other. I can't believe it. Oh my goodness, dude.
And another contact, as well. Oh man, this is bad crash. See the replay.
They just got up on that curb, didn't he? Can get away with that, but he's offline now. And Thompson with a nice run. Now he's got to get right to the inside as Anwar Smith, cover off that inside line. He's not going to do it though, and Josh Thompson might be able to take the lead here. You need the inside line into this next corner. Anwar Smith has left himself vulnerable, and now he can try to get the cutback, but as he just got a slowdown potentially, he really cut that curve hard, and he has, I think.
Yeah, very slow coming into the hairpin, so I think so. I think that got a slowdown. Maybe he made a mistake. No, he got a slowdown. He went very. He cut basically cut on the inside of the chicane, and that's gonna be a slowdown every time.
It's 0.2 of a second according to the timing screen, and here comes Anwar Smith. Bart Delman watching this one, and Abdoka's not going defensive. Smith to the inside. Can Abdoka hang it round the outside? And he's he has actually tried to repel that one. Surprised that he allowed his rival to have the inside, but Abdoka knew what he was doing because he's now got the inside for this one. Can Smith come back down the inside? It's just too narrow, the circuit, and through this part of the track it's very difficult to force the overtake. But that was really smart, wasn't it, from Abdoka? You know, giving up the outside going into one corner meant they had the inside for the next two, and a slow down for Anwar Smith. Oh dear. Smith to the outside. Good defense from Delman just to break the toe. And a bit wide now for Delman. Now can Smith carry the speed through? Not quite, just had to put a little bit of opposite lock on over the second curb. Okay, looks to the inside now, can Anwar Smith. He goes to the outside, does a little bit of a dummy, and down the inside goes Anwar Smith. And that's a really nice move. And a little bit of a slide there for Anthony Jacobson, but a much better run for Carl Hardy. And I don't know about you, Marco, but I think there could be a big issue for Max Wright.
Going very slow, everybody is passing him, so I don't know if that is a slowdown or a mechanical issue. Now he's moving to the left. Let's see if he heads for the pits.
Oh, and contact! It's worked out horribly for Jacobson. To watch Josh Thompson rounding these final few corners, I think. And across the line he comes, Josh Thompson. I think that's his second race victory of the season. Superb drive from him. And he's taken race 1 here at Montreal.
I think Evdoka got a slowdown.
Yes.
And the final corner, and Smith got second position in the end. You get the starting grid for race 3 with the finishing order of this one.
Yeah, absolutely. And Scott Malcolm actually just skipping through that chicane a little bit, and he's got an awesome start potentially. No, he's just letting it off. We are now green, and Scott Malcolm has got a good start. Colin Robinson hanging on to P2 at the moment, but he could be under pressure from the drivers behind. Steve Burke on the outside in the Audi, but down the inside goes Carl Hardy. And Colin Robinson hanging on at the moment. Steve Burke and Carl Hardy currently side by side going into turn 2. So often we can see incidents down here. Stephen Burke's a little bit late on the brakes there. I think across the grass was Lane O'Connor on the curb there. He got a little bit of contact down the field. Seemingly no spins. Could still be some issues here. Slow car out there. I think that was a slowdown for Jamie Ayres. He started near the front of the pack. Going down into this next corner, and Anthony Jacobson almost round. He's collected it though, just about. But 2 by 2 they come, and Carl Hardy just sitting in behind Colin Robinson and Stephen Burke as they roll down this back straight. The BMW, if anything, just pulling ahead slightly. Can Burke respond? He is just pulling ever so slightly more alongside. Who's going to win into the chicane? This may not end well. Round the outside and over the bumps goes the BMW, and straight into the back goes Burke. Fortunately, we're not going to have another pile up there.
Yeah, Scott Malcolm having a huge lead right now. I think 3.5 seconds. Everybody behind him is basically bunched up. Oh, a massive crash.
XVR driver again.
Oh, be careful
Two
there with the
XVR
Ferrari.
drivers. Max Wright involved in that one.
And I think it's number 95 also involved. Gafenko, yes. That was an odd crash to say the least. Man, these XVR guys are so unlucky tonight.
Yeah, absolutely.
Also,
And
another
this was
trouble
another
there.
Instant, yeah.
Josh
Anwar
Thompson.
Smith. So yeah, here it was. Oh, so Thompson went into Smith, didn't he? And yeah, a couple of other cars getting involved. I think that was Daleman there.
Yeah.
And Hardy, I think, as well.
And you see Danes losing a lot of positions.
Oh dear, had an offers, Chris Danes.
He was beached at the final chicane, so I think he had a little problem. Let's see.
An unusual line on the edge here, and oh, he's got a hardware failure clearly, and or just got frustrated. Not quite sure. After that Thompson move.
Thompson is driving probably the fastest driver in the field as Delman looks on the inside.
Oh, and he's round. Just
He's around.
too much curb, didn't he? Side by side between, was that O'Connor and Stevens, I think. Stevens hanging on, though O'Connor might make a bit of contact there. Not quite, and Docker fancying his chances here. We see so many moves into this turn 3. It's really weird because in real life you very rarely see anything, and they've crashed into one another. Docker might be okay, but O'Connor is far from that. Now side by side between Burke and Stevens. So Stevens, after defending that 4th position, he might go up into 3rd here. Around the outside goes Kip Stevens. He's going to have the inside for the next corner, and he's going to have the inside for turn 3 as well, which is the line he will want. And Kip Stevens moves up into P3. Now, will Burke defend this one? He's been not defending too much out there so far. Thompson to the inside, and that's a simple move into 4th position, and he's very nearly where he wants to be. He's not really that close. He's about 2 tenths behind, although the slipstream effect now playing its part, and he goes to the inside. Potentially the turn 1 down the inside goes with Carnan. Are they going to make contact? No, they're not. And Carnan kept that rear of the car at bay. And wide goes Malcolm, and he's given up the race lead. A mistake from Scott Malcolm, and he's dropped down into P2. Stevens, will he go defensive again? He will not want to lose out to Josh Thompson easily. Now, can Thompson go to the inside? He's leaving himself a bit vulnerable here, Kip Stevens, and that's what can happen if you leave yourself vulnerable against Josh Thompson. And I think there was a bit of contact in the background.
If Doc and Burke got into each other, Burke got turned around. Let's see the replay.
Oh, Docker was way too late on the brakes, wasn't he? That was very clumsy from Michael. Carnan, from seemingly from an unbeatable position, has made this one a little bit complicated. Now, can Malcolm defend against Thompson? Thompson has to make it here, and he goes down the inside. Is there going to be contact between two of them? Yes, there is. And now goes Josh Thompson. He's only wanted the race victory there. The podium was not enough for him, and he's going to start race 3 potentially from outside the top 10, out in the lead. Rafe Cullinan. What a drive this has been. Hasn't taken a race victory so far this season, but he can waltz through that final chicane. Rafe Cullinan, perfect drive from him, and he will take race 2 of the evening here at Montreal. Fantastic drive from Rafe Cullinan. Mark, a quick word from you. Who's going to win?
I think Anwar Smith.
Okay. I think that's could be a good call, starting from 4th position. But here comes Rafe Cullinan. And look at that, and he's miles ahead. And Kip Stevens there, I don't know really what he was doing, but miles out into the lead is Rafe Cullinan. That must be some 2.5, 3 seconds already. What a start for him. You can really using that chicane to his advantage. Yeah,
great racing, drivers trying to get it sorted. We have to remember, you guys at home, that we have a mandatory stop here as Smith looks to the inside once again at the hairpin.
And Evdoka is going to go through as well. Awesome racing down the field. Oh, Evdoka is right on his tail already, and Stevens very nearly losing the car, and he's going to lose 1 position. He could lose 2 positions. Evdoka could gain 2 positions. He is right onto the tail of Stevens, although he'll be happy just stay ahead of Smith. Smith, can he go to the inside of Evdoka? Evdoka tried to cover him off, but he couldn't do, and Smith round the outside now.
Awesome racing, awesome racing. Everybody doing their best now, and of course the leader is smiling behind and under his helmet because he's getting such a huge advantage while all these guys are battling behind him.
Again, one of these trains once again with the leader once again pulling away in the early stages. Delman to the inside of Lee Dima, moves up into and around Stephen Burke, and Thompson was involved in that one. Jacobson, as he's so often been today, involved in it as well, and Burke is really an unlucky driver right now. So here was the replay. Whilst the XVR drivers going into one another, and
3 separate crashes basically.
yeah,
that was very, very odd.
Docker looking for a move on Smith, and Smith down the inside of Kip Stevens. Stevens can't do anything about it, although Delman right on his tail as well. To the inside goes Michael Docker. Now, how much will Stevens resist this overtake? Not too much, seemingly. Docker down the inside, and through he goes. Nice little move, although he is still vulnerable from Stevens.
Yeah, Evdoka making a good pass, and now will be probably focused on the car in front, which is Anwar Smith, who's in turn closing.
And he's hit Delman. Michael Evdoka will be so frustrated with that. Did the hard work, and now he's got to overtake a few cars again.
And Smith has overtaken now Cullinan, so we have a new leader. No,
and down the inside goes Thompson, and he's made it. A little bit of contact was that, I think, with Kip Stevens. Stevens, now can he respond using the Mercedes power? Here they are. Smith with the lead against Cullinan. That's actually really close as well. I think they're side by side. And Stevens just backing out of it now. Smith has got past Cullinan, by the way, and has established that moves.
I think Underhill had a disconnection at the very, very beginning of the second. Like, as soon as the green flag dropped, as we see Thompson on the inside, clean move. The ant is on now on Smith. Two very, very good drivers will battle for the win, more or less.
Thompson's got a lot of damage. I wonder if he's hit the wall up there, because he's really struggling. And Cullinan goes to the inside. Thompson's got massive issues with his BMW. Down the inside goes with Cullinan, and he's through. Thompson really out wide there, and nearly contact with Kip Stevens. Stevens moves up into P3 for now. Stevens trying to challenge the second position. Is there going to be contact between the two of them? Thompson is going to try to get some of that damage repaired. Don't think they have a fast repair. Actually, they do. So Thompson could still be in contention out here. So he's still got a chance, has Thompson. But now Docker is kind of in the box seat along with Smith.
Yeah. Stevens on the outside and Cullinan on the inside at the hairpin, fighting for second position, whilst Anwar Smith has almost got 8 seconds to these guys.
He had a fast repair, so I don't really know why that would be the case. He's warming up. He's now out of the race and hit the inside wall. It's the outside wall, and today has not been as successful for him as it was in the Euro V8s yesterday. Here comes Delman. Of course, the unusual pit exit here. Cullinan's got to go now. He's still not going though. And I think, this is going to be neck and neck, surely. Cullinan accelerating away from the pits. Where is Delman? Delman's on the inside, and Delman that's a perfect strategy call from Delman. He's got track position on his rival, and that undercut was absolutely the right call. Would be great to see him maybe improve that score as the season goes on. This was Lee Dima losing it. Lee Dima was running a net kind of P6, P7, but that's really cost him bad. And Cullinan's lost a position to Danes. So Cullinan, I think, has got an issue up there. He's made a mistake or something, because he's... Yeah, here it was.
Yeah, Danes was far away behind him. Let's see what happened here at the chicane. Maybe a slowdown. No, he lost the car on the grass and lost the position.
Docker's a little bit under pressure from Thompson, down to 1 second between the two of them. And all of a sudden, actually, has Docker got a slowdown or something? He lost a lot of time under brakes there. Thompson's absolutely giving it his all out there. And if Docker's slow,
maybe
has he got another slowdown? Surely not. And maybe he is out of fuel. I think you're right. Yes, if Docker is going to have to cool across the line. He's got a 10-second gap to Stevens, but Anwar Smith is going to approach the line. He's going to take his first, is it his first victory of the season? Not sure. Anyway, he's won. And basically of the evening here at Montreal, Josh Thompson somehow finishes in second, and Evdoka crawling round, and Stephen Burke is going to give him a bit of a help here, and he hasn't given him any help whatsoever. He's spun him round, and Evdoka, from looking like a solid second position, he's lost a second position in the closing stages for the second time today.
The Merc was so much faster. I'm going to be 110% honest. I did not have the pace. BMW. You could see it in race 2. That's why I hit the wall nearly every lap. I'm pushing the thing so hard. Like even in the chicanes where you'd think the BMW would gain time, the Mercedes just pull away. So to be able to be that close, I can't really complain.
Well, you were pretty consistent out there, and you managed to sustain that lead for a while until you just had a little bit of an off at that turn 2. Was it just the pressure a little bit, or was it just, you know, maybe a little bit of a lack of concentration?
That's all it is, just a bit of lack of concentration. Getting on a bit, so not as young as I used to be. So it's just lack of concentration. That's all it is.
Yeah, the first race was didn't really go to plan. I just one too many slowdowns, unfortunately. But second was good to salvage, and the second race, I got turned on lap 2 when I was in about 6th and found myself 17th, but got back to 4th, so that was all right. But yeah, that last race was good fun. Just tried to bide my time, but at the same time I was desperate to get past Kip to make sure that Josh could catch up with me quickly, so I'd get into the front and try and get a gap. But fortunately, I think Josh hit the wall of champions by the looks of it and did me a favour. So yeah, after that I was just making sure I kept on the track and took it home. Yeah,
from me, from Marco, and from Sam, we will say goodbye for now, and we'll see you at Mid-Ohio same time next week.